Good afternoon and welcome back to SK News. My name is Haley Chong.
And I'm Ariana Lee Cade, here with the Daily News.
Today is November 2nd, 2023. Topping our news tonight, what is your definition of beauty? For a lot of young people in South Korea, the standard for beauty is set by glamorous K-pop stars and other celebrities who dominate the media landscape.
And that's driving the trend of youth seeking a facial fix through cosmetic surgery. Aaliyah Vincelette takes a closer look.
Everywhere you look in Seoul, it is hard to ignore the large billboards of angelic, doll-like figures staring down at you. This has many young people aspiring for what some would say an unrealistic standard of beauty.
Yes, of course I've thought about it. When I look in the mirror, I've had a lot of thoughts about getting procedures done to fix the flaws on my face.
32-year-old Jinhee Park isn't alone. That quest for the perfect face has led to a dramatic increase in the number of young South Koreans getting cosmetic surgery. According to Voice of America News, there has been a 63% increase in cosmetic surgery from 2019 to today.
Many kids are wanting to get plastic surgery, and many of them are getting those procedures done. In my opinion, it is a negative thing for young kids to be getting these operations because they're still growing and their faces aren't fully matured, so there may be many side effects later on.
A study by Statista shows that 27% of 19 to 29-year-old Koreans have gotten plastic surgery before. Why the dramatic increase? The young people we spoke with said that they wanted cosmetic surgery to look and feel better about themselves.
26-year-old Won Nam-hee is also in agreement about these observations.
Plastic surgery is very normalized in South Korea because the beauty standards are very high, I think, and because of K-pop.
Plastic surgery is on the rise, with South Koreans spending almost $11 billion in 2020 and were projected to spend nearly $12 billion in 2021 on cosmetic surgery, according to VOA News.
I don't think the idea of wanting to get cosmetic surgery is necessarily a bad thing, because everyone wants to be prettier. Everyone has thoughts about wanting to fix the parts of their face that they feel are lacking. Even for me, when I look at pictures of myself, I always notice all the flaws on my face, so it makes me want to get procedures to fix those flaws. And I think others think like that as well.
Aaliyah Vincelette, South Korea News Network.
Wow, I had no idea plastic surgery was so big in South Korea.
Yeah, it sure is different from what we normally see. Coming up next, we're exploring why hiking is more than a walk in the woods.
But first, how to mind your manners when you eat out in South Korea.
You might think the cold weather keeps people inside, but the hiking trails of South Korea are still bustling. People of all ages are diving headfirst into this popular form of exercise.
I went to get a closer look at a popular hiking trail at Pukan Mountain to find the answer to the question, why hike?
We decided to pay the store a visit while heading to the Pukansan Park, and were able to talk to the owner, a longtime hiking pro with many stories. Hiking season is currently in full swing in South Korea. As thousands of people are making the trip up Pukan Mountain, I'm currently gearing up in a small supply store to see what the hype is all about. His shop not only holds the necessities for a good hike, but also the tales of a man who has had life-changing experiences climbing mountains all around the world, including Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain.
This is the Bukhansan National Park, and the scenery is very beautiful, so many people come to this park.
As we started to ascend up the mountain, we met up with a hiker, happily enjoying the beautiful views, which have been like therapy for him. This mountain has been the place where he's gone to heal. He has faced down stage 4 cancer, and he credits his time on the mountain for giving him strength and hope.
I had stage 4 cancer, but I survived. That's why I've been coming out here every day without fail for 8 years now. I'm cured now, but I need to stay healthy, so I work hard to exercise every day.
While we were getting ready to pack it up and head back down the mountain, we spotted the cutest group of ajumas having their lunch, who are excited to share their love for hiking to us. These women have been hiking this mountain together for more than 20 years. They love it.
Of course we enjoy it. We like it 100% more. We get to go out with our friends and it's much more enjoyable.
There are thousands of people who hike on these trails every year,
who come to this mountain for exercise, but they tell us it is about so much more than simply exercise. They say this mountain is good for the soul.
On the surface, Pukan Mountain is a place to stay active and enjoy the beauty of nature, but deeper down it holds the stories of people from all walks of life.
That is a beautiful place to hike.
I can see why so many people find inspiration on those trails. Now, let's dig a little deeper on the growing popularity of cosmetic surgery in South Korea.
How does this trend impact families? Aaliyah Vincelet has a report.
Today, we got to talk to a family member who has witnessed the impacts of Korean beauty standards. Seeing his point of view allowed us to better understand how prominent cosmetic surgery is in South Korea.
Today I'm here with Mr. Dixon, and how long have you lived in Korea for?
I've lived here for almost 25 years. I'm 60 years old, so I've been here long enough to see a lot of things change in Korea.
Have you had friends or family members that have gotten plastic surgery in the past?
I have 3 boys, 2 of which have had plastic surgery, including my wife and her 2 sisters and a lot of friends.
So, do you know why they did it?
My middle son, he had an issue, an actual physical problem with his nose where it was broken and hard to breathe, and they don't need to change it, but they think they do. They think they need to look different or not look a certain way to look beautiful when they already are beautiful.
So, what are your thoughts on how normalized plastic surgery has become in Korea?
I kind of watched it happen, and my boys, they grew up into when K-pop became famous, K-pop was coming up. That had a lot to do with it because my boy's age and my daughter's age got older, it sort of became the norm, where the popularity of plastic surgery and the K-pop movement kind of grew up together at the same time, and they kind of overlapped and fed on each other.
After talking with Mr. Dixon, we got a first-hand account on this national sensation. Many may have different opinions on plastic surgery, but they can all agree on one thing. Beauty standards are changing for the younger generation in South Korea. This has been Aaliyah Vincelet, South Korean News Network.
There is a lot of complexity to this trend.
That's why it's helpful to hear different perspectives on this topic. Coming up, the story of a very special reunion.
Stay with us.
TikTok, all stop.
Finally tonight, a very special reunion that will touch your heart, and we were honored to see it firsthand. Take a look.
After a subway ride across the city of Seoul, we arrived at a tiny restaurant. But the most important thing on the menu wasn't the food. It was this. Ariana got to see her aunt, someone she hadn't seen since she was a child.
It was like a dream. I was thinking, oh, how is she here right now? I was so glad to see her. I began tearing up.
I was kind of anxious because I haven't seen her for so long, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I just felt kind of overwhelmed because again, I haven't seen her since I was really little. Not shocked, but just whoa, this is crazy.
I felt very emotional. I had been thinking about going to visit her in Guam for a while, so I just kept thinking, how did she get here? I was so shocked. She was just a baby. It has probably been around 10 years since I last saw her in England.
We had a wonderful meal and had a lot of fun, but what made this so special was this moment.
This has been Haley Chong, South Korea News Network.
It was very special to see my aunt again after so many years, and I'm so glad I could share that moment with you.
It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we could be there for you. And wow, your aunt can cook. Well, that's it for tonight.
Have a great evening. This has been SK News. See you tomorrow night.